So is there a future for the country pub?
I'd hope it would continue. It's part of our culture, really, the rural pub.
Tonight we visit 3 communities and see the effect of rural decline on their pubs. Midweek in the heart of Ireland in Ballyboy, County Offaly, the community turns out to the local pub. Children from all over the area gather in the parlour of Dan and Molly's for singing, dancing and music lessons. In the bar, a singing group gathers. The pub has been passed from one generation to the next, and despite difficult trading conditions, it survives.
I was born into the pub here. My mother came into the place in 1936, and I was born and reared in Ballyboy, and I'm here ever since. It has changed greatly now. There were 2 shops, 2 very vibrant shops, and it really changed big time when the 2 shops went. So as a result, then we didn't open during the day because people would come for their groceries and their shopping when the shops were there, and you might get people coming in for an odd pint or whatever. But once they went, we started to change then, and we didn't open until 3 o'clock, and then we went to 4, 5, 6, and it's getting later as it's going along, really.
Dan and Molly's evening opening is a familiar story in many country pubs. The Ballyboy bar plays a central role in community life, something locals realised when the pub was badly damaged by fire more than 2 years ago.
It is a public house here, yes, it's for everybody, and that time during the fire, when it was closed for a short time until repairs were done, you know, people were lost without it, really.
It's the centre, it's where everything's organised, it's where people come together to organise themselves as a community. And we have our own identity here as well. We're Ballyboy and we do our own thing.
The pub opens its doors every night to different activities. In the small function room beside the bar, local children gather almost every evening.
Dan and Molly's parlour is pretty much the home of all of our activity. Without Dan and Molly's here, we just don't have a local hall, so it pretty much is the heart of anything that takes place for the branch.
A lot of people see the pub as, in a sense, a meeting place, a social gathering. Lots of people use it as a function in terms of clubs, meetings. So they fulfil a significant function in terms of social interaction, meeting people, linking with society, keeping up with news, especially in rural areas.
Molly's daughter Catriona now runs the business. She's keen to keep the pub part of the community, despite its limited turnover.
If a person or a couple or a family trying to make a living out of the pub, no, it isn't. It was back in the years of my mum's day, yes, but not anymore. You need a second income coming in. You wouldn't be able to pay a mortgage out of it and run a house. It's not feasible. It is difficult. It has changed a lot in the last couple of years. The same amount of disposable income isn't available to everybody, and the smoking ban. We initially thought that was going to be the death knell for us, but in hindsight, the smoking ban has been brilliant. But it probably encouraged drinking at home. The other thing then, I suppose, for us in particular as a rural pub, the changes in the drink driving legislation has affected us. But we try to overcome that by offering our customers a lift home and things like that. There's no taxis available locally here, but the biggest factor, I suppose, is the below-cost selling in the supermarkets. It's a big thing, and it has changed the drinking culture, really, particularly amongst the youth.
The demise of the country pub is no doubt a long way off, but major challenges do face the sector. Will many of these small businesses survive into the decades ahead?
I sincerely hope so. I loved every day I worked in it, and I wouldn't like to see it not being here. It's
disheartening, really, but at the same time, she struggle on, and that's the way it is. You'd want to keep the business going, and you'd try and keep it, as I said, as a family business, and like to pass it on to our children.
I'm not a young fella anymore, but none of my family.